Jai Mother. Charanam Sharanam Ramambige, Charanam Sharanam Trayambage.
O my heart, the Supreme Spirit, the Great Master is near you. Wake. Kabir. The next day, accompanied by Dr. Mannadi Nair and my brother-in-law, Mr. R. N. Pillai, we went to see her. I moved like an automaton and found myself in the car. Again on the way, I became a prey to my nervousness, imagining a crowd of people where Mother was staying. I even began to wish that I had not undertaken this trip. How terrible mental suffering is. The lower forces rising to the surface, compelling me to beat a harsh retreat. A few moments more, and I might have persuaded them to take me back. At that time, Mother was staying with Mr. Sundararajan, an advocate at Mambalam. We reached there and we were asked to wait in the drawing room. A girl came and told us that Mother was meditating and would be coming out soon. There were several other people waiting. I had caught a glimpse of a good number of ladies sitting in one of the interior rooms. Some people were coming while others were going. My heart was in a turmoil with usual fears and also eager expectation combined. Then the door opened and all those present rose from their seats. There was the waft of a heavenly fragrance, and I had the first glimpse of Mother. I must confess, I cannot adequately describe Mother as I saw her then. Perhaps at that time, with my overpowering mental disquietude, I was too much preoccupied with my own individual self. All that I can clearly remember is her smile, not only the lips, but the twinkling gracious eyes too were smiling. My response was absolutely natural, as if I was meeting the Mother I had eternally known. Now I know that Mother in her illimitable mercy appeared before me in the most sublime aspect of her tender motherhood. In any other power, I would have been nervous and frightened out of my wits to take a step forward. Mother was wearing a dark brown cotton sari. There were jasmine flowers in her locks. I had a feeling that I was before a great presence, at once commanding and yet so comforting. Mother asked us all to be seated, and she herself sat on a sofa a little away from us. Then she turned and smiled at me for a few moments. Now I can look back and smile at myself, a foolish, deluded one, not realizing that smile and look had made me captive forever. I know now that in that look and smile, she went deep down into my heart. Mother gently asked me from which part of the country I had come. The all-knowing Mother, yet so humble and simple. I gave the name of my hometown, Trichure. For a moment, Mother was silent, then turning to others, she began talking in Malayalam. I can still remember her saying so charmingly, Prem, love, it is the only thing that matters. Whenever I see people, I see only the divine residing in them, the good qualities in them, and my heart bounds in love towards them. Prema, Prema, it is God. Those words of spiritual felicity had rippled over us in a symphony of love. I understand now that in those few simple words, Mother had sent a message of love into my heart. Joyous laughter burst forth from Mother, evoking in my heart for the first time an upsurge of bliss never experienced before. She was smiling so blissfully and looked so happy that one could not help smiling back. It was so catching. Just then, a car came to the door and several people came into the room. To my utter surprise, I saw Mother standing up in great humility before a personage. We all rose from our seats to see who it was. A gentleman, past middle age, was offering salutations to all. Someone brought a chair for him, and then Mother and the rest of us took our seats. Mother, referring to him, said to us, "See, he is my Lord, my husband, whom I worship and to whom I owe everything." I was very much impressed, for never before had I seen a face of such spiritual calm, eyes of such loving kindness, and a mien of such quiet, simple dignity. I knew then that he must be Sri Krishna Bhagat, about whom Dr. Nair had mentioned once. Some of those present began talking to Mother. I did not listen to the conversation, as I was having a talk with myself. Owing to the excitement of it all, unknown feelings and emotions were struggling in me. My heart was hammering, my whole body quivered and trembled. I tried hard to quieten myself. I have come and seen the Mother. Must I not try to get some help from her? How was it possible in the midst of all these people? An insistent urge was rising up in me, and I was worrying and wondering how to proceed when Mother turned to me with a kindly, understanding smile and inquired if I had anything to ask her. I know now that in her omniscient power she had understood the seething chaos of my heart and was stretching out her hand to help, as though in response to an imperious divine call. Without any hesitation, I went to the Mother and requested her to allow me to have a few moments with her. The conversation ceased. Instantly, Mother rose and asked me to accompany her. I was unconscious of everyone else. I looked neither to the right nor to the left. As in a dream, I followed and saw many ladies in the inner room saluting the Mother. We came to a room which I later knew as the Mother's bedroom. Mother closed the door and lovingly asked me to sit on a low stool, herself sitting near me on another. Presently, I found myself utterly breaking down. I tried to say something, but words did not come. For months and years, in spite of great calamities, I had not given way to tears. Amidst the tears and sobs, I felt the Mother's hands stroking my head. Oh, the peace, the comfort those blessed hands gave. How was it possible that meeting for the first time the Mother, who was about the same age as myself, I should have unburdened myself? What led me to make this complete surrender like a child in its mother's lap, sobbing out brokenly its troubles, in the implicit belief that comfort was there? Or did my unconscious self vaguely realize that my aimless steps had led me to the one who alone was able to comfort the afflicted of this world? At the touch of those holy hands, calmness slowly crept into me, and bit by bit I recounted my troubles, the infinite love and goodness of her. My troubled soul was overwhelmed by an onrush of love never before experienced in this sorrowful world, which erased many of my woes. I can still hear those first words of mercy and love. Most of those divine words are still ringing in my ears. Know that in each and every human being There is that innate power, the Atman. Only due to the thick veil of delusion, you are not able to realize it. All you need is to understand and realize that power within. Then all fears and depressions will leave you forever. Do not be afraid of others, for each one is like you, your brother or sister. Always have the pure vision to perceive the good in others, for God is in all. Do not ever think that your wealth, your house, even your children are yours. Try to realize that they belong to Him and are given to you as a trust for as long as He thinks fit. Mother sometimes gives bitter medicines to the child who, not knowing it is for its good, cries. You must learn to think that there is some good purpose even in the bitterest happening. I cannot remember fully all that the mother said. All the time that mother was speaking, I felt for the first time the rays of hope. The rays of hope, my troubles melting away, gradually as if the words were going deep into my heart and driving out the sad and bitter thoughts that oppressed me. In the dark shadows of illusion and suffering, the rose-seed dawn of light was glimmering. Mother then asked me to attend a bhajan which was to take place that evening. She was very particular about my being there and said that later on she would guide and advise me. As many others were waiting, Mother had to leave me. In profound gratitude, I bowed down. There was a look of infinite love and understanding on Mother's face as she embraced me before leaving. It was at that moment that I glimpsed God's motherhood, the divine, immutable experience of God love. As I left, I felt as if a load had been lifted from my heart. O Mother, knowing fully now how thou annihilated in thy mercy that heavy burden of mine, my whole being prostrates at thy lotus feet in a gratitude beyond measure. We came outside and Mother left me to talk to others. Later I was fortunate to get the tirtha from Mother's hands. They said it was plain water touched by Mother. There was a mystic fragrance and taste about it. Charanam Sharanam Ramambige, Charanam Sharanam Trayambage. Jai Mata.